pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dance, look at it.
Stephanie? Here. Carol?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
Jeff?
All right, move for a motion to forego the reading of the minutes, which have already been amended, and everyone from council is comfortable with those amendments.
Shelley, that was you.
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
Jeff?
Move for a motion to accept the minutes as written from June 8th.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Steph?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Thank you.
Move for a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second. Is that you, Angela?
Mm-hmm.
Jenny?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
And we will move on to resident concerns first. We'll start with Carol Burning, because she's going to have information on the CAF variance.
Sorry, Brian, didn't hear.
You're going to go first because you have the information on the CAF RPM variance.
Yeah, and did you add that to the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
Carol, if you need a copy of this, I have one for you. I don't know if you need it. Okay.
Matt, thanks for the, and they did the, that was nice, looks good. The main thing I wanna talk about is TNR, so do you want that now or back when we get TNR?
No, we're just ready for the RPM variance.
Wait for what?
We're ready for the RPM variance.
Okay, I called 3 different villages that have used TNR agencies. First one being.
Carol, we're ready for the RPM variance
Oh, shit.
from your variance committee.
We met, Eric came, the required 40-foot setback, he will have a 24-foot setback. We all called for a vote, it was unanimous, yes. So variance passed.
And then now council has to take a vote on that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do we have the date that you meant, that they know?
that has here June 22nd, 7 p.m. Move for a motion to accept the variance from the variance committee for the RPM project.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
All right, you still have 2 minutes, so if you want to bring up TNR, I will scratch it off the old business when we get there, so.
Okay, I talked to Bowling Green, the clerk of the mayor's office. She said that in 2 years, the feral cat population decreased by 1/2. She said we are continuing to have them every year. like smaller quantity, like 30, 40. He said they still have a big population, but nothing like it was. Then I talked to North Baltimore, they were the most encouraged. Last year, they trapped 63, and they just renewed the contract to trap 80. And he said, this had the most positive impact on public opinion he's ever seen. He said residents have called and said, oh my God, it's wonderful, no more fighting cats, and reduced population also. Whiteville, they couldn't get a hold of anybody, they don't have a mayor. There is no public record of council phone numbers or names or anything, so I ended up talking to the post office. She probably knows more anyway. And she said that she thinks they trapped 48, and she thinks it's made a significant difference. But North Baltimore was just like ecstatic. They said they never get that much good, positive public opinion on anything they do. So, that's it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Mr. Finelli address that, because in our last minutes, he was talking about, we could bring a case against the person feeding the cats, correct?
So if there's a corresponding ordinance, you certainly could. To me, I look at it, there's a decision of whether or not the village, if they wish to address it as a village issue, certainly have the liberty to do that, and council can make a vote on it. I hate to use the term because everyone likes their cats and likes pets, but I view it more as it's a personal property vermin issue, if you will. I hate to use that term because, again, we don't associate that with dogs and cats. I realize we treat them differently. But if you have individuals who are facilitating the issue on their property by feeding or encouraging it, then I do look at that as that person's problem. And so, again, I think if the village wants to contract with this individual because they want to treat it as a village problem, I think that's an issue the council can take a vote if they want to take that responsibility. Are we required, or is it required to be taken on by the village? It's also a decision. I hate to use that term because we all like our cats, and by and large, a stray cat isn't a problem. It's just, it seems like the amounts that we're talking about here, I'm not seeing it personally, but it is a problem. And I don't believe we have any corresponding ordinance to that effect, specifically otherwise.
So with council, with that information and Carol's information, are you willing to make a contract with the TNR for the love of cats? Removal of cats and replacing cats in the village for $90 a piece.
What if we started out with just 10 cats and see how it goes? You're not gonna eliminate the problem if you don't start working on it. And it's not all the people feeding the cats. Those cats are there and been dumped off and everything else, so it's not just the people that are feeding them. That's my personal opinion. I think we at least try to eliminate a problem by seeing how it goes.
Any other council member with the opinion on it?
I said before, I didn't think it was a horrible idea, but
So are you willing to start with what, 30 cats?
I was saying 10.
10.
I mean 10 because we don't know how many is out there. We don't. And I say 10, just to see how it would work. I mean, you put an ordinance out for that people don't feed the cats, well, you're hurting the residents here that do feed the cats, and you're just defending the whole, you're making a mountain out of a molehill when you don't have to. Not that I feed cats, so I'm just saying. There is some people that do, and that's their business, but.
Are people allowed to say something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm very mixed on this. 2 winters ago, one of the cats that are fed by the neighbors bent down my siding and got under there in my ductwork. And I knew it was a cat because it meowed, so I knew. And it kept rumbling around there. My little Grace couldn't even sleep because of that. So I was very concerned it knocked something whack-a-jawed on the furnace. I had to have that checked. Okay, but it cost me $500 to get somebody under there to fix the ductwork that was messed up. by the cat. And then I'm a gardener, and I put the fence up to try to keep the cats out. And I am an animal lover, but when I have my dogs, I feed my dogs, I take care of my dogs, and my dogs live with me. They're not out all over the place. But I had planted corn, and I had raised beds, came out, and there was a whole big old thing dug out. And I thought, boy, that's a big squirrel, right? And so I replanted, happened again, happened 3 times. And then I was too late where I couldn't plant my corn. And so I lost that. And then I spent thousands and thousands and thousands on the fence trying to not make an issue of this, but they get in and they poop. I have a little grace. I get in the garden and there it is. So I'm an animal lover. I don't mean to be mean to cats, but this is out of hand. And I used to have a picture early in the morning. I looked down there and there were 16 cats that were lying all around. 16 of them that were visible. I don't know how many were hidden or whatever. But it is a problem, and I was hoping somebody would do something, and so I'm pleasantly surprised by this. But then I know the neighbor is such a cat lover. I'm very torn, but I want to see the damage to my property. And
Okay, so any other council members willing to start with 10 cats?
I don't think 10 cats is gonna make a difference, honestly. And we're putting them back in, so they're still
not
going
going
to do that.
That's my question too. If we take 10 cats, we have them taken care of, they're coming back here anyway, so it's not stopping like even the issue with her. Or they get in our garage and do whatever, or they're underneath. If they're coming back, they need to have them stop being fed, maybe they'll.
people do dump them off.
I know they do,
that.
yeah. And for
But
whatever
the more
reason,
cats we fix, the more it's gonna get dumped off.
That's what I'm afraid of. I mean, it's not gonna fix her, it's not gonna fix the
It's not gonna
system's
fix any problem
no.
here.
And like Jenny said, they're just coming back into the village.
So, do you want to do a TNR contract or do we not? No from Jenny,
I say no.
no from Angela.
I'm mixed, but mostly no, if you want to vote.
3 no's.
I'm in between. We're fixing the cats, but it's still gonna bring back the problem, so.
I'm for fixing the cats, but then we gotta do something else to stop them from destroying properties. I mean, just fix and bring them back isn't doing anything. They need fixed, yes, but we need to go after the situation or the issue that's causing them to continue to come back.
Has anybody checked with the Humane Society?
I'm sure Taylor has, she's tried to take cats.
I mean, they work for us. They're
I have not.
the County Humane Society.
They're not taking any cats right now because they have too many.
The Humane Society has a program called Foster to Surrender. You can take kittens and you can foster them until they're old enough to be surrendered to them, and they have space. They take care of all the food, they take care of all the vet bills. You go there with the cats, you tell them that you want to foster to surrender. Once they have an opening for that cat, they will take them and find them a home. But you have to catch the kittens first before they become feral.
Would that be a way to actually get ahead of it? If you get kittens?
And then you don't have to fix them and bring them back.
Right,
They
'cause
fix
will
them,
take 'em and someone
they
will
find them a
take somebody's
home.
pet.
Okay, so for now, we are no on a TNR contract. We'll leave the cat problem on old business and discuss different alternatives. Yes?
Yes, I do that.
For the TNR. We already know it's gonna be television. Okay, so Mr. Finelli said, you guys could go get a number, bring it back, with the quote,
Okay.
and then decide then if you wanna pass an ordinance to do this, TNR, and then if you do, he will prepare an ordinance. So we'll just keep it on old business. If anybody wants to go out and get that information from, for the love of cats, we'll bring that up at the next meeting. All right, so we're gonna move on to fire Eversole.
Yeah, normally I would stand, but I had a procedure done this morning, that's made me about half sick, so sorry about that. I'm just here to ask for a continuance on my building permit. We had started to crash things on the inside of the barn, but not on the outside yet. We were gonna wait for this spring, and this spring was so dang wet that we couldn't get into it when we wanted to without ripping everything up. And so when we started to take it down, I don't know who came up with it, but we all kind of decided maybe we better go look at the old building permit. And the old building permit was only good through April of this year. So I guess what I'm asking if you could pass something so that we could finish taking down the old barn and get the new one put in. Right now it's, as my son said, nice skylight in the barn, Mom. But anyway, if you could do that, I would be willing to pay more, just, to the town for the continuance of the variance, so.
I'll address some of that because I spoke with Scott Lou. He can't be here, his dad was life-flighted to Cleveland last night. So his concern was page 46, item 5, which I gave Mr. Finelli and Mr. Thomas the zoning book. And then they were going to go through and see if there were any other, but item 5 says there are no extensions that you would have to start square one. So I sat down with Mr. Finelli and Mr. Cole last Monday with some discussions, and that was one of them. So they were gonna go through the zoning book and determine if we had to start at square one, or if council could grant you an extension.
We did look at that at this point in time. Now, if the project has begun, there is some room to grant an extension if that's the case. My understanding is that the project did not begin within the prescribed period of time. So at least my interpretation would be it would have to go through another approval process of council in order for it to permit issue.
So not with the variance, not go back to the variance, but just an approval with the council, is that what you're?
We'd have to start from the beginning with applying for the variance. Ultimately, it makes its way to council.
Well, last time they didn't approve it, so I'm sure they're not gonna approve it this time. And it went to council for a vote, so do we still have to go back to the variance committee?
So you would start there, and then it would come before council, much like the last. My understanding is that it wasn't approved the first time, and then it did come to council, and ultimately it was approved, which council has the purview to make that decision based on vote. So, but you would have to start from square one. That's my interpretation of the ordinance.
And discussions with Scott and the administrator, if you put the building where the variance committee asks you to put the building, you could just come up, get a building permit, skip the variance, and put a building on it.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but if we go, the argument before was 13 feet or 15 feet from the electrical lines. Is that correct?
No, I thought it was 7, was what you guys were talking.
No. We were talking 13 because 13 is what Hancock Wood had told us. And then you guys said, I'd rather see it 15. And we said, no, we'd like to stay with 13 because that was the minimum they said we could do.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Well, I know it
I
wasn't
think what-
7 because that's too close.
I think what Brian's saying is if you meet the requirements of the ordinance, which is 35 feet rear property, right?
Not for the shed, only for a house, Jeff. 35 feet from setbacks is for the house, not for like an accessory building.
So what's the setbacks for the accessory building?
I'd have to look, but I'm gonna guess like 10 or something, but it's by the power line, so that plays in too. But the 35 is for a house.
Is that possible to look that up now? Is that something you have at hand?
I mean, I can grab it. What's it look for?
Do you want this book, Amy?
You got it? Yes, pass that down to me, please. Instead of being right on. It should be like where accessory buildings are, Joe.
I will tell you that Steph was helping Chet because I was not able to, basically. And she's getting her knee replaced in August. So that's why we're kind of scrambling right now to try to get that done so he doesn't have to find somebody else to help with it. I should say she gets one knee replaced, she gets the other one replaced.
Page 28, Jeff.
Does the variance committee still have the findings from their first meeting
Yeah,
or
they
their
turned
final
in their-
meeting?
They should, yeah.
And is the variance committee comfortable with if Barb takes those recommendations to get a building permit and put a building up?
Well, the whole variance isn't here.
Oh, what?
The entire variance committee is
But,
not
but
here.
they were complete when they made the decision.
Yeah, we went through 3 months of talking
So
variance.
if they're,
5 feet.
the variance committee members who are here are good with their original recommendations, would it be okay for Barb to,
Yeah, that was the only thing that they did not agree with, was the back line from the electrical line.
It says 5 feet.
Yeah, and that's just for the accessory building. We were more concerned with Barb with the electric line setbacks.
Yeah.
Because I think Hancock Wood told me 7.5,
Okay.
but my paperwork says 7.5.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's what I was 7 was what I had in my mind.
So, well, I must be
so,
told.
so the solicitor has told me, since it reads in the zoning book that no extensions are allowed, that you start at square one,
Yep.
meet with the variance, have them do their thing again, and then move forward to bring it to council for a vote.
So I have to wait a month.
Well, I don't know what's the time,
The variance due the last time said no. They brought it to the vote, they said yes. There's 6 or 7 variances involved.
but for her to continue, she needs to meet with the variance committee. It doesn't matter what you did before.
Building permit first and then variance and then council vote. So the vote goes.
You guys will need to have another variance committee meeting. So you'll have to get that scheduled.
Well, we gotta get a denied building permit first.
And then my question is, you guys don't meet anytime except monthly, right?
We can call a special meeting.
Can you do that? Okay. All right, I'll get that started right away. And Carol, if you want me
We'll
to,
we'll have to try to get hold of Scott. I don't know what the situation with his dad is, so I
that's
don't know
probably not good because they've been up there once before.
how available he's gonna be to deny your permit and write you another. But I will message him and see. All right, we'll move on to Kathy Siegel.
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, except I don't like the way they trim my trees, but.
Jason Yocum.
Thank you. I was asked by Stephanie to submit a proposal for a new website. Taking a look at the current website, I think the major issue that the site has, one is that one is dated, and I think the one goal that you guys have is capturing all of the meeting notes and being able to manage that content for public consumption on these easy, platform. Our organization builds websites on WordPress, and we host all of our websites to manage those. Just a couple examples that probably a few of you are familiar with. Visit Finley, visit Chamber of Commerce and Fostoria as well, and then we manage other clients like Solder Manufacturing, 10 of their digital properties. So, we're all over kind of the board for small to large, but I think the big thing that we can bring our organization is the customization and the development on how you guys manage the public information that you need to put out there and be able to archive it at some time and actually be able to have it searched as well. So I provided an estimate that everybody has that, you know, really as a guesstimate at this point, a good guesstimate based on what I see and what I was told. But I would want to have another meeting, you know, to do some of that due diligence to really understand what are the goals versus me just kind of guessing, you know, with a singular conversation at this point. But this is a guideline again for what we could provide as an estimate to build a custom website that could manage your public information and to be managed in an easy fashion.
I think some people had questions about what some of your different fees were.
The way I have it broken down.
They don't understand all the techie stuff, and I wasn't gonna try.
No, that's fine. I mean, I've got agency services, basically project management, $1,000, design, phase one, $1,250, and then the actual development of the actual WordPress content management system style website. And then with that, we put a range of costs, and then about every site that we produce and push live has an ADA compliance to it. It's a plugin that is annually renewed through WordPress, and I've got that cost in there, and as well as our hosting cost.
I don't see it.
ADA is
You're on the
second to
wrong
the
one.
last.
Wrong one.
You need to be on Jason.
Oh, that was my big problem. Wrong.
Wrong
I was like,
estimate.
I am not following.
So the range of costs that I'm looking at right now is $6,250 to $8,750. ADA compliance for that annual fee is $650, and then our annual hosting fee is $1,450.
Is that ADA compliance and hosting up and above the 6250, 8750 range?
Yes, sir. That's why they're separate line items, and those are our annual fees. But, you know, the thing that we look at when we build a website is that we want to empower our clients to manage their own content. So whether it's integration of, you know, if you guys really want to get into Facebook and having that in the website, putting a newsletter on there, again, putting your minutes, everything else that needs to be publicly published and manage those contents, we're gonna make sure that you guys can manage that content, or somebody here takes the lead on doing that. We're here for support, but, you know, and can help obviously with whatever you need, but you don't have to call me to publish the minutes. You know, you'll be able to do all that, and that's really the reason for that customization of building a platform like this is that we would recommend. Any other questions? Timeline kind of varies, kind of just dependent on when we can get the group together, decide again what the actual goals and strategy is of the project, and then set forth. But typically, you know, 6 to 8 weeks, probably, we could probably put something like this together. Thank you for letting me submit a proposal.
Yep. Thank you. So if everyone is comfortable with Mr. Yoko's proposal, we can go ahead and accept, and Mr. Finelli will have an ordinance drafted for the next meeting that he
It
can,
won't be voted on tonight, but I can have it ready for-
he can have it ready for next month.
If council's interested in pursuing an unofficial vote, I will put the time and ordinance in place, if that's what any member of council wishes me to do. Get it, so we'll put the ordinance.
Mr. Finelli will put an ordinance together for this, and then next
For the
month,
village to enter into.
if you guys want to enter into it, we'll take a vote. Okay?
I understand what you're saying. But there was another one I could do that was like $10,000. two, and Seth submitted one, so that's, we have three now.
So is
But
that submitted the same
Seth,
thing as this?
Seth won't do the ADA compliance.
So do we need a committee to meet with Jason? To kind of clarify all of his questions so that we've got a substantial number or whatever when we come back next month?
Pretty much, I don't know what kind of questions,
I don't say,
I
if
know
you
what he's
look
gonna
at it,
do,
you
he's
have
just gonna go
concerns.
over and clean things up and put everything where it needs to be and make sure everything's there so somebody can take it over and
Okay.
Is there
I
something-
didn't understand it.
If
that
you
way.
think there's something missing from the website though, Jeff, this would be the time to mention it, you know.
Right, I mean, I think we would have like a kickoff meeting, whether it's, the full group or a partial group of understanding what you want to have in the site that I didn't list in the proposal.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Okay.
It sounds like we need to, somebody needs to meet with you prior to our next meeting if we're gonna draft an ordinance. Because if not, we sit here and we do the same thing all over next month. And we're sitting here on it with an ordinance and, we still don't know exactly which direction we're pointed, so.
Okay. Well, would that
I mean,
be-
I would say the biggest question or goal that, we took and looked at was managing that public information. So outside of that, it's page content development, whether it's a community calendar that's added into it or just,
So that's something we could do down the road.
absolutely.
So our consensus down here is PRPR,
Possibly
meet
financial.
Possibly
with
from this meeting.
Jason, ask your questions before next month. Everybody good with that? I'll take that as yes.
I think I'm on that committee. You on that committee? Carol's on that committee.
The ones that made the flag, that came up with the flag recommendations, that's.
Yeah.
Okay, so PRPR will put a notice in the paper to have a meeting with Jason on the website. Move on to Karen Hannah.
I was just wondering if we have any idea when we might get some tree trimming for the street tree, like in front of our house. I mean, we're keeping branches out of there, so.
Mr. Hall has been in here doing electrical, and I've seen Mr. Bose growing trees down the street as
Yours
well.
has a band around it, so I'm assuming they know it.
Yeah, he's working on it.
They've been in town, they've trimmed one next door to me and then have taken one down,
Oh,
so they'll be getting to you.
They were on South Street earlier today,
Oh, okay.
on the other end.
You're working on them. Great.
Chuck goes down.
I don't know what I guess I need to do. We talked about with
We've
Amy.
covered the variance, so.
Yeah, this
Good
would
on
be
that.
the alley right away from 1996 that got tabled.
Yep, it's on
Looking
the
to see
agenda
if we
too.
can move that forward, just to get all of our site maps cleaned up for our surveys and everything. That was for water line project, obviously that's done. So,
It was in 96.
I think it was 1996.
It was the year that, yeah, it was 96, it was the year Eric
Council was
asked.
approached 96, but they didn't want to vacate anything at that time because of the water line project. Now that that's all done, we own both sides of the alley, and obviously we use it for the company purposes now,
Yes.
but.
I can just read that information. We've done one before.
Yeah, we need something in writing as an ordinance, and that needs to be voted
Yep.
on.
I'll give you the information, but we can probably vote on that tonight. I would vote for it. Then we move forward
Between
with it.
202 and 204 South Street, that's the alley between. the
Yeah, I see
houses.
where it is, like right in the middle of your parcel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just, no
That's
more
why I
than
was
cleaning up
surprised.
the surface.
yes.
Really doesn't affect anything other than getting off the bed. No, this is between the little house and the office.
Just to clean up his surveys, because they're building again.
I would feel more comfortable if you passed it with a written ordinance to accompany
basically that.
Is it okay if it's passed next month?
No, that's fine, yeah, that ain't gonna hold up nothing on our end, we're just looking at cleaning up the site maps when this is all done.
Okay, so we'll have an ordinance next month to vacate that, and we'll take a vote on it.
Seeing that today, one of the villages had a question about vacating, so we can get that on the list.
So next month, Mr. Fenella will bring an ordinance to vacate said alley. And then we'll vote on that. Okay. Teresa Margraff.
Could not be happier about the fact that, the Leathers building is down. That was always a concern, that actually more of a safety concern than anything. So I know it took a while, and I know I brought it up regularly every month for quite some time, so I'm great to see that that has cleaned up. I think most of us that lived here just stopped seeing it, and now that it's an empty lot, it's more appealing, and you can see if a train is coming or not, but, yeah, so I think that's great, that's all I have right now.
Seth.
The other quote that you guys got for Torque Tech, Mayor Fink and a couple other people have asked me to put together an estimate for village council and employees to have village ran email addresses, and also the ability to back up and secure email services. I provided some numbers. The Office 365 email with backup solution, initial cost is $1684.67. That includes labor and everything to get everything set up and get all the backup systems set up. Monthly cost after that first month would be $48.67. That's just for the 365 licensing, and then also the Veeam backup licensing. If you wanted to go with just Office 365 email without a backup solution, the initial cost would be $140, and that's just to get the initial licensing for that first month and then labor to get those accounts set up. But that does not have any backup or retention policies for it. So, and then after that, monthly cost would be $25 a month. I quoted it out for one business basic license, which includes the full Office suite, which I would imagine Amy would need for Word, Excel, and all that kind of stuff, and that also includes email as well. The Exchange Online Plan 1 is just email, and that's like a larger mailbox that you can add into Outlook and use it on a computer a lot easier. It's a larger mailbox. I quoted that for the administrator to use that because I would imagine he uses quite a bit of email. The other 7 would be just 2 gigabyte mailboxes, just online kiosks. So you would go to the Outlook webpage, you would log into your email, and you would view it from there. You can also add it to your phone. You just can't add it to a computer program to view your email. You just have to view it from the webpage.
So can you repeat how big the admin would be?
You said that how?
The administrator.
Oh, the administrator mailbox is 100 gig, and then you have 50 gigabytes of archival space through Microsoft. Most people don't even use the standard mailbox is 1 to 2 gigs. If somebody's using it for corporate, I mean, we've seen like some that have been active for 15 years and never had anything deleted. We have some that are 50 gigabytes. So.
And then you said for the clerk, fiscal officer, how big?
That was the clerk. The administrator was 50.
Okay.
But the clerk has the full Office suite, so Office, like Word, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all that kind of stuff that may need for viewing other programs. I'm sure she has that already.
For everyday things.
Yeah. So So you would just, that would get you on a monthly plan, then any updates that come out for Microsoft, any of that kind of stuff, you automatically get that. I don't, are you on,
I'd have to look,
365 now,
Seth, to
okay.
check. because,
yeah, a lot of times if people are on like a home plan, but they don't have
I've only
emails.
had
through
my
Microsoft.
computer for a couple of years, so
Yeah.
when you say I probably have 360.
Yeah, 365 probably, yeah.
I probably do.
Yep.
But I have
and
to
this
review
would,
it every year though, so I probably haven't done that.
gotcha,
So
yeah.
that, like, whatever it came with without any updates.
Oh, okay. Yep. So that would have, I guess the major points of this whole plan was to have a self-managed and backed up on-site storage device. So any of the emails that are, if you went with the Veeam backup solution, you're able to back up all of those emails to a local storage device here at the Village Hall. If for some reason somebody's email was compromised or the awful case that something happened to somebody and you need to get into that email to recover emails from it that you needed, then you could still do that. You'll have a more professional email address instead of having a Gmail account with everybody having their own personal Gmail. You'd have, for example, mayor at villageofarcadia.com or administrator at villageofarcadia.com. And then you could have for council members who just their first initial last name or however you want to do it. You get the new up-to-date office suite like we talked about. It's a lot easier to manage instead of trying to call out to your internet provider, trying to figure out how to get emails with you guys having to pull emails in a lot of times to give to people. It'd be a lot easier to do it through there. And then obviously data retention and security with that being backup system. So just an idea of what it would cost and what it would take to get there. It's a pretty simple system to set up. The majority of it's just getting it working on everybody's phones and devices and make sure everything's cooperating and then getting everybody switched over to that communication. So switching any contact information over to those email addresses is just something I have to work through as you go. So
Is there off-site backup? I
There-
only ask because the auditors sometimes wanna know what's happening off-site. In case there's something that, a fire or something and you lose what's on-site, they wanna know if there's backup off-site.
Yep, so there is on-site, the main on-site, and then you can also expand off of that to the cloud backup as well. That is a monthly subscription. I wasn't sure how you guys went about cloud stuff. I'm sure you don't do much of it yet. It is very helpful because, yeah, like you said, if there's a fire, then all that data is gone. That device gets burned. So it is an extra monthly cost, but it is possible.
Well, we can enter into this, and I'm asking because August, our TDS emails are gonna be gone, I believe before our next meeting. And then we can retroact an ordinance to accept this contract, as long as council is okay with that. And we can get this ball rolling.
I know we're, it said, he didn't include taxes. Do we have to pay tax for pricing?
I wasn't sure how you guys did all that. So.
We don't pay taxes.
Okay.
We
So
have
tax
we're tax exempt?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that for you,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you know.
perfect.
So is council willing to accept this quote? We can sign it, give it to Mr. Jeff, and then Mr. Fennell will have an ordinance retro before next month pass. We can try to get our emails out ahead, so everybody can still get emails. I'm sure we're gonna have to go with everybody that emails us and let them know we're switching over, so that's gonna take some time.
I think the email will stay active till kind of end of the year.
What I read was
Is this thing where we
August.
could like, in August, it was like
You could switch to,
this other thing, but I thought it said that it would still work until later in the, maybe not the end of the year, but that was my understanding of it.
well, as long as this has been on the agenda, I say we need to make a decision.
The other thing is if you guys want to go ahead and just approve the the
Cheaper
email
one.
accounts, you can always add the Veeam backup on afterwards, and it'll still back up everything previous to what you had. So from the time that you add the Veeam backup, it's not gonna just start there, it'll start with everything you've had since that email was created. So if you just wanted to approve emails to get that ball rolling, you can do that and then add stuff later. So.
I guess I was thinking too with the backup solution, if we're getting a lot of public records requests, that is important, but if we're not, we don't need it as much.
Yeah.
Generally,
But we need a records retention policy.
We have one.
Do we?
Yeah, we have to have one, we'd be in trouble.
So, everybody want to get him started on setting up emails and then proceeding at a later date with the rest.
I think that's a good start. You gotta have emails if they're gonna be after August.
So just setting up emails, where would the cost be?
The
140 and
40
25?
something, yeah.
140.
The 140 is the initial cost, and then 25 after that for the monthly licensing.
So everybody's good with the initial cost of 140 setting up emails and then proceeding later with backup and such.
We'll need an ordinance for all that stuff.
What's that?
Because we'll need something written up for all that stuff.
Yeah, the solicitor said as long as we pass that part, he will retro an ordinance. So, motion to accept setting up emails only at this point for Torque Tech Solutions LLC.
So moved.
I second it.
Sorry. First,
Shelley second.
Jeff. Shelley. Carol,
yes.
Stephanie,
Yeah.
Jenny,
Yes.
Angela.
So are you able to, like, when people are done, are you able to archive those emails and then add new people?
Yep.
How many people can you add on?
As many as you want, as long as you stay within that active licensing. So as long as you have 7 or however many active licenses, then that's where you can say, you can still store the old emails and they won't go anywhere until you tell them you don't want them anymore.
So it'd be 8 emails.
Right, you can leave those on there and say new whole 8 people came in, as long as there's only 8 active at the same time,
Okay.
receiving emails and sending emails.
I just wanna clarify that.
Yep.
Okay.
Lori, Lucas.
To be very brief here, I came as Miss Positivity today. I wanted to compliment anybody who had anything to do with the 4th of July celebration here. I just thought it was wonderful to see everybody together. It was really well done. I wanted to compliment the kids that are working to beautify the town. They are good kids, they're hard workers. Tough circumstances and conditions here, and they're doing a really good job. It's nice to see how they're doing. And lastly, but most importantly, I want to thank you guys up there for getting along better. A year ago, it was so embarrassing with capital E in this community and all the drama that went on and the craziness. You're just proving you can do it. You guys can do it. You can work together and you can get some things done. So, I was very, very worried it would continue. And I'm glad to see it better. That's all.
Okay, we'll move on to the fiscal officer report.
Brian, can I say something first? Because I went to talk to Chastity today and I was supposed to present this for her. Can I add something, Community Foundation? Sorry. I should have done a paper, or do you want it down here at the bottom somewhere?
You can ask what for to add new business. okay if we move for a motion to amend the agenda, have you add?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda.
Move for
A
motion.
second?
I'll second.
We'll add to new business. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
So fiscal officer report.
Shelley?
No report.
No, I'm asking to finish this vote.
Yes,
Carol?
sorry, I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Angela? Yeah. Jeff? Thank you.
Now, fiscal officer report.
Okay, I passed out the appropriation status, the revenue status, cash summary by fund, and the monthly fund balance. So first off, we have one of our CDs is going to mature. It actually already has, and we need to decide whether or not council wants to go with 7 months for 3.46, or you'd wanna go 15 months for 3.21. You're gonna get a better rate at the 7 months, but then we just have to renew it more often, so.
Can you repeat the two choices, 7
Yep,
months at
7
3.4?
months at 3.46, or 15 months at 3.21. Yeah, I don't really have a real opinion about how the interest rates are gonna go right now. Like I did, sometimes I kinda have an opinion about it, but I really don't have one today.
I make a recommendation for the 7-month term right now.
Everybody wanna go with a better interest rate?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion? Stephanie making a motion?
Yes.
Second?
I'll second it.
Angela?
Yep.
Jenny?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and then, let's see what's next. The state, I talked to the auditor a few weeks ago, and he stated that because, I've had 3 clean audits, we can do a reduced cost audit. So, a full audit's gonna cost around 10 grand, approximately, and the reduced, audit would cost us 3 or 4 grand. So you guys just have to vote on whether or not you want a full audit, or you want a reduced cost one.
I'll make a motion to do the reduced cost.
Second?
I'll second.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Angela? Yep. Shelley?
Yeah.
Carol?
No.
Okay. The last one, I have appropriations, a supplemental appropriations. Last month I talked about Matt being able to spend money on supplies, and we have an ordinance to address those amounts, but this is so that the funds will be in the account. So can I get a motion for that one?
So you're just reappropriating. those
Ordinance,
funds?
it's a supplemental, so I'm adding money that we have to spend in my appropriations that was not appropriated. Okay, yep. Okay, so first I need a motion,
To suspend the rules.
yes, to suspend the rules.
Need a motion?
Of the 3, go ahead.
Yes, need a motion to suspend the rules and declare an emergency for ordinance 2026-7, Village of Arcadia, Hancock County, Ohio supplemental appropriations.
So moved.
Second? Yep. Angela? Jeff?
Yes.
Jenny? Yes. Carol?
Yeah.
Shelley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Move for a motion to accept ordinance 2026-7, Village of Arcadia, Hancock County, Ohio supplemental appropriations.
So moved. Second?
That's it for you.
Yes, indeed, all done.
Move on to the administrative report.
Okay. Water receipts brought in were $32,025.53. We spent $98,410 for a loss of $66,384.47. Sanitary brought in $9,581.18. We spent $11,747.17 for a loss of $2,165.99. Electric, we brought in $57,210.26. We spent $66,074.07 for a loss of $8,863.81. We had 44 delinquent accounts for $11,325.86. One disconnect for no payment. So in the water department, we'd like to raise the water rates to $55.50 for the first 200, and $9.58 after.
For each cubic foot.
Yes.
Every 100 after.
Every 100 cubic feet, sorry. The outside rate would be $69.66 for the first 200, and $12.61 for every 100 cubic foot after. And then the new bulk rate would be $13.99.
Jenny asked what the difference was, Matt.
The difference is, so on the, for the first 200 cubic feet, it is $2.01.
This 55, 50 would be like that.
It was originally, yeah, it was $53.49. We're gonna take, I'd like to take it to $55.50. Discuss this before I continue, or do you guys want to draw all the way through this and then go back and discuss it?
Move for a motion to allow these rates to be increased for the water.
I'll motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Jeff?
Yes.
Angela?
No.
Jenny?
No.
Shelley, I'm sorry, Carol.
No.
Stephanie, you already said, you right, yeah.
I seconded it.
So that's a tie.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. We'd also like to change the sewer rate minimum to $32.50 for the first 200 cubic feet, and then charge 6 cents per cubic foot after the 200, so it correlates with water usage.
And what's the minimum now?
It's a flat rate.
It's 30/50.
30/50.
Doesn't matter how much you pour down there.
We're gonna base this all on water usage now.
That's the game plan.
You have something written for swimming pools and things like that that don't go to get processed at the sewer department in Finley? So if somebody fills their swimming pool, that water's not gonna go to Finley to get processed. So you shouldn't charge them a higher sewer rate. Sometimes they meter the size of their, they do, there are ways that,
Well, that's another meter.
Fostoria does that where they have an outside meter. That would be your pool and then it doesn't go in your house, so you don't get charged sewer
Right.
for it.
right, I just wonder if that's incorporated in this rate. In this-
Their usage is what would be billed.
But on the sewer side, you're also sending water someplace to be processed. The swimming pool water is not going anywhere.
I understand what you're saying, I do.
I guess you'll hear from the swimming pool people later.
And maybe the people who water their flowers.
I think what she's asking is to make sure that the swimming pools that are being filled are not also gonna be charged at 6 cents.
Yeah.
Extra for things, is that what I,
That's what
Okay.
she asked.
okay,
But the only way to do that.
They
would be-
get
They
paid
have
for,
to
they
tell
get
us,
paid,
yeah.
they pay
Yeah.
for the water,
yep,
but
but are they gonna
Yeah.
get charged for, because they use that water, you know, they're not getting rid of that water?
it doesn't go and get processed by them, yeah.
So move for a motion to accept the raise in sewer rates. Anyone?
Oh, motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Angela?
Nope.
Jenny?
No.
Shelley, I'm sorry, Carol?
No.
Stephanie?
Yes.
That's a tie, Brian.
Yes.
I'd like to raise the service charge of the power to $15. Raise it $15, and then raise it again another $15 in a year. To bring it up to be a total of $35. It's $5 now.
Can I ask a question? Because this is one of the reasons why I'm voting no. I would like to know why the electric went up 66,000 and then you're in the hole for $8. What happened at that period of time that made that go up so high? And along with the water and the sewage, I mean, I know we're losing money on them, but I'd like to know what's happening that's causing all this.
So,
Can you explain that? I mean, I don't want to
we
put you on the
just
spot.
spent $25,000 worth,
Okay,
There's like 34 poles that need changed.
okay.
I mean, the upkeep needs to be done. I mean, there's just stuff that needs to be upgraded, changed out, fixed. I was gonna talk about, service charge doesn't cover the stamps, envelopes, and the time it takes to send a bill out. Outside customers, as far as anybody does AP, Hancock Wood, their service charge starts at 47-ish. Plus all their other fees they have to do. We gotta
So-
cover the basics of just getting the bills out for starters.
So Matt, the explanation of the service charge, that's before you utilize 1 kilowatt hour, correct?
Yes.
So it used to be 5,
It's
so we're
fine.
bumping it up to 15,
Yes.
okay? And so the small business and the commercial ones are going up accordingly as well, or it's just residential?
No, it'll be across the board.
Okay. So so if I don't use a kilowatt hour, it's going from 5 to 15, and then you're gonna raise it again next year?
So it'll go from 5 to 20,
Okay.
because we're gonna add 15. Yes, by 15. So it'd be your minimum would be a $20 fee instead of $5.
And how much is Hancock Woods?
That's like 47.
They're a co-op. I didn't look at, I meant to look at AEPs and I did not have my bill check.
But that's.
And I'm not arguing for it, these are
I
just
know,
facts that
I'm just
other
concerned
people
you're
have
comparing
pressed.
apples and oranges. Public utility.
No, I understand that.
Serves the public.
But Matt just said that the $5 that we currently have for the, service charge would not cover, wages
No, I get
and
that.
stamps and stuff like that.
I get that. The cost of everything is going up, so
Yes.
we have to do something.
Just like when we get inflation from our 6% from water, I mean, not only does our water cost go up, but so does our chlorine and our supplies and our meters and everything.
Okay, so, on the suggestion of Mr. Finelli, we will do the service charge being raised at $15, and then when he has to raise it again, we'll discuss it. A second vote.
For the
For the second.
Now,
So for the raise of the service charge for electric to $15,
raise it
A fine.
$5.
by $15.
So it'd be 20.
So the service charge will now be $20. And we are not going to discuss the next year raise, so this is just a motion to accept the $15 raise to a $20 rate. So move for a motion.
I'll motion. Go
So
ahead.
moved.
I'll second it.
Shelley got first, you got second.
No,
Stephanie
Stephanie
got
got
I got
first.
first, Shelley got second.
Okay, thanks. Carol?
Yes.
Angela?
No.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yes.
You good? I would like to also ask for another $5,000 for tree trim for the power trees.
Will that 5,000 finish us?
That'll get me for my original number. I'll give him another 4 weeks.
And that's for who doing it?
Don Hall. The same guy that's been doing it.
Don Hall is doing the electric trimming, and Corey Bose is doing just the street trimming and removal.
So who's on the chopping the trees up?
Don Hall.
Don is.
Who just
He's-
did mine
he's-
today?
he's
That was
not-
good.
He's
That was
not who,
Bose's.
That was Bose.
But the
He's
one
not-
beside my house, it looked like a 5-year-old did it.
those were the kids, those were the new
It does,
ones.
looks like
Those were the
shit.
summer
I know.
homes. It's awful. I'd rather you not touch my trees. My husband trims them every year, he always has.
Not every year.
So move for a motion to allow the administrator $5,000 more to continue trimming of the power lines.
I'll make the motion.
Carol, I'm gonna give that first to Jeff, and then Carol second. Stephanie?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yes.
Angela?
Yes.
Jeff?
Second, I made the motion.
I'm sorry. So many votes today. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, we're applying for the Public Works grant to pave streets. What I have a list of is 254 from the tracks to 12. Peter Street from North Main to the tracks. Gibson from Peters to North Street. North Street to North Main. And hopefully we can fix this little hole over here.
And where's Ron?
This little hole over here in
Over here by the road.
Frank goes all,
Yeah.
So I have a total cost for those for like, it's 74,000, and we'll only pay half of it. And I was not able to get a number, and these are estimates, because they're 2-year-old estimates, just so everybody knows kind of an idea of where we're gonna land. I asked Doug Cage for the parking lot quote, because Matt wanted to add the Lions Club parking lot. So I have to get that number, so we should be spending probably around 40, 45 after we pay half.
So you need a motion to fill out the application for the public works.
Yeah, I gave a motion, or everybody can agree, either way is fine.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Stephanie made a motion. Yes. 2 seconds.
Shelby, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thank you. Carol?
Yes.
Jenny? Yes. Angela?
Yes.
So I have that resolution for the spending that Amy has reappropriated money for.
Okay.
So it's a resolution 2026-K to allow the administrator to purchase utility supplies for water, sewer, and electric departments without prior council approval, up to specified annual amounts, subject to appropriated funds and declaring an emergency. He would like to have $75,000 allowance in the water utility department, $100,000 in the sewer utility department, and electric utility department, he would like to have $300,000. This is to just buy the poles he was talking about, transformers, water meters, because some of this stuff happens before our next regular scheduled meeting, without having a special meeting.
This is to stock up supplies.
Yes. To be able to go get supplies when needed. So does everybody have resolution 2026-10? Has everyone had a chance to read it? Move for a motion to accept the resolution. Need a motion to suspend the rules and declare an emergency for, what's that? To waive the 3 readings for resolution 2026-K.
I'll make the motion. That was you, Carol? Mm-hmm. Second?
I'll second it.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Angela?
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yes.
Move for a motion to accept resolution 2026-K, authorizing the village administrator to purchase utility supplies for water, sewer, and electric departments without prior council approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Angela?
Yeah.
Jenny?
Yes.
Carol?
Yeah.
Shelley?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to the solicitor report, and we've already covered Miss Eversol's mowing permit. We are going to discuss Mr. Knowles' employee account.
You still have other at the bottom.
Oh, you got other? Oh, yeah, there you go.
So there's a short little list of stuff I'd like to get rid of, like the street room, salt spreaders, salt sealer.
Why do you wanna get rid of the salt spreaders? You don't use them in the wintertime?
I don't plan on it.
We do use spotlight intersections.
I'll say Brian used to years ago. He was the only
We
one that
never,
ever
we
sold.
never spread salt.
When you were mayor, I'm pretty sure you did,
We
no?
didn't even own a salt spreader.
Really?
I can tell you what, when I drove down to the school and Main Street was a sheet of ice, and I called up here and I don't know who the mayor was at that time. And I said, you want our kids to drive
on that sheet of ice, that's crazy, and somebody went down and salted, so I think we need to.
We
salt
never
at
had a
some
salt
point.
spreader, not when I was mayor.
I'm not saying it was you, I'm saying it was
I'm not-
somebody.
I do know that if it was salted on Main Street, depending on the year, there were some county workers that live in town, so they would, on their route on 216, would go to their house for lunch and then salt Main Street.
Well, I'm
to
just saying,
Walnut.
Main Street right there for the kids going in that are
I mean,
But it
16
wasn't
and
anyone in the
drivers.
village.
I
That's
purchased
crazy
a
to me.
salt spreader, I can't tell you what year it was. And we started salting just intersections, but it has progressively gotten larger and larger now, you know, where we've got the slide-in unit. You know, I'm sure the cost of salt is considerably more than it was back in the day.
But that salt spreader was bought after I was mayor.
Possibly, yeah, I don't remember what year we bought that salt
So
spreader.
why, how old are these salt spreaders then?
They're old.
How many times
Then
have
we
been
have
used?
one. I don't understand that.
I know the one was quite used.
So what would we use if we don't have salt spreader for stuff? Like for intersections and stuff?
You could get a hitch,
I don't know.
you could get a hitch attached. You
Oh,
put in
okay,
a-
you're just.
Doesn't sound like he's gonna do it.
I was thinking we're just not gonna do salt.
You could get a hitch attached,
Okay.
go into Reese hitch
I put it
and
now.
hit some of the
Doesn't sound like
intersections.
he's planning on salting.
You're just talking about the spreaders themselves.
What's your process for selling these? Do you know? Cause
Usually
it's
gov deals.
Gov deals?
go deal.
I mean, I don't, unless.
That's what I've done in the past.
That's the best way to do it
Suppose we could
anymore.
sell them out there on Facebook.
I don't know that we can do that.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, you can buy lions. He's a liar. He's a liar.
So we just need permission for him to be able to sell these items.
Yeah, hopefully
So
Brian
what
will
about
walk
the crack
across the
sealer?
street.
Is that a variable deal?
With the right hole.
I don't have any months that I know of.
Intersections are nice.
So we'll never need it again?
We just spent $1 million, so
The crack
we need to sell something.
We used to contract that, and the guy would come in and he would seal all of our cracks in one day. I know these guys used it down on the bridge all afternoon one day and got about 60 feet done. So I don't know how long it would take our guys to use this equipment, but I mean, I would be inclined to say, listen, let's get rid of this piece of equipment, and when this needs done, we hire a contractor to do it, because it's gonna cost us more money probably than to own this thing, but based on the amount of cracks that were sealed that day that I watched them seal cracks, and a team of guys coming in that know what they're doing, throwing this stuff down, it's a no-brainer to me that, you know, we get rid of this piece and hire a
I
contractor.
think Miles was the last contractor in here and went through the whole village.
We had Lee Laird's brother do it the last time I had it done.
Yeah, so the last time Miles came through, I knew a couple guys that were working for him, and they were in and out of here in a day,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, they come in, you know, a guy's got a leaf blower and they just walk down the street with the wand in the truck and, I mean, yeah, a day and everything.
So all we need is verbal motion to allow Mr. Knoll to sell street room, both salt spreaders and crack sealer.
So moved.
I'll second it.
We just bought it.
Just 2 years ago. What's wrong with sleeping in the street?
Stephanie.
Bowman bought it.
I think we should still have a salt
That's
spreader,
streets
so I'll
look
go
good.
with the street room and the crack sealer. Are you gonna get another salt spreader? Okay. And yes.
So we're gonna buy another salt spreader? Is that what you said?
I'm gonna buy a small.
Carol,
Yes.
Jenny,
No.
Angela?
No.
Jeff?
She made the motion.
You did, thank you very much. All these no's.
Spending money.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the solicitor report now for Mr. Knowles' employee contract.
So very take care of the building question. As far as the employee contract goes, I know a copy of one that had been used in the past was forwarded to my email. I had a chance just to briefly skim through it. It's pretty standard. I guess my question would be if council wishes to adopt a formal contract for the administrator to sign. I think it's wise to have that. It just adds further parameters to the position, aside from what is outlined in the ORC. And it sounds like the administrator was also looking for some clarification. Sometimes boundaries can be different. So, but if that's something council wants to adopt, I can prepare an ordinance to have that formally adopted, but I don't know if that's been circulated at this point.
I had seen
Okay. It looks like it was a contract that you had used as a
It
village.
was
in the past for
Jeff's
prior
former.
administrators.
I know, but
No, but I mean, he has a copy. We can get everyone a copy so you can kind of glance over it. Or Jeff can email you guys a copy like he emailed Mr. Finelli.
are you just gonna write it just like Jeff's?
Unless there's input from council that there's certain amendments that want to be made to it.
So as of right now, you're not changing anything in it?
His was a template.
Oh.
If you guys wanna read through it and there's something you feel needs changed, get with Marshall or Cole. And we can write that up next month. It was just one that Jeff had.
That was the one, yeah, the one that you guys had all signed for me, or Jenny was, I know that she was on council, Steph was on council. So it was the one that I had.
All right, I'll move on to my report. I talked with Mr. Jason Rail on the traffic signal we all approved. When was that? When Mark was administrator, but
Probably the end of,
April.
April
something like
Fine.
that.
4th, April 14th.
Somewhere
I
in
thought it
there.
was, okay.
Well, he's ordered all the equipment. The bill was $50,000, so I had Amy go ahead and pay him out. And I told Matt, he has a lot going on. I said, whenever it calms down for you, and Mr. Rail is good with it, he said, just pay me for the equipment, and then when your administrator has time, contact me, we'll set up a time to come in and actually change the stuff out. But the original estimate was 61, 270 or something like that. But we've paid the $50,000 for the equipment that Mr. Rail has purchased.
I thought we contracted it so that he would come in and do the work.
He will, but Matt has to do there's some things that we have to do prior to them. We have to set a concrete pad. We have to supply some labor. That was it's all in the contract. It was all in the contract that was agreed upon, so when Matt has time, he's gonna schedule that work. So,
Do we have a possible timeline, Matt?
Whatever you want done.
I mean, I just, I guess, I hate to be the one to say hurry up, but I guess I'd like to see it before school starts, because I don't think the crosswalk works on every button.
I can do whatever.
No, I'm just saying that would be my request.
I just wanted to get Mr. Rail paid, and then not swamp Matt at his leisure, so, but that was just getting the materials paid for.
Okay.
So school starts August 26th.
Just so you know, just so you know.
No pressure, Matt.
All right, finance committee have anything?
No, but I do have a question before you're done. We all got emails about, things for dilapidated buildings and rundown cars and all that sitting in the yard. Are we gonna, we
I
got
plan
any
on
of
having
them?
that discussion next month.
Okay, that works for me.
There's a lot. And
Well, yeah, I just remember those emails and kind of.
Yep. Marshall and Cole and I did discuss that last Monday.
Okay.
I wanna meet with them again, which I'll probably do before next month, just to go through those ordinances
Okay.
and maybe change some wording.
Okay, I just wasn't sure, we had those emails and then it just kind of was there.
And I shared some potential templates with,
Yeah.
with the clerk.
I think I did send them out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
okay.
she
Is that what you're
Yeah.
referring to? Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to.
Okay.
So, finance committee, anything?
No.
Infrastructure,
We didn't meet.
PRPR? No PRPR? So we've already discussed the emails, we got Seth's quote, we got Mr. Yoakum's website update. We need to have the ordinance rescinded for the blank cameras and have those cameras removed. So do we have that ordinance out here, Amy? Do we need to rescind?
Oh, no. Well, I don't have that one. We would be writing a new one
But we have to rescind the existing, correct?
with a new
If
ordinance.
you're gonna change it, you would have to do an ordinance to repeal and replace.
Did you guys read that up? We discussed that on Monday. I get it.
Yep. I don't think we have a proposed ordinance to that now.
Alright, we'll table that again.
Was there an agreed, was there, I guess, had there been an ordinance or proposed language circulated as far as when amendments want to be made? I guess I would do that, I would make sure that gets incorporated if that's the case. So if we're looking to, I guess
That's
the
a good
terms,
point. No, I
if
get
any
you.
members of council want to have input on it beforehand, I would want to make sure that that's done, obviously.
We probably just have to look at it.
I have a rough draft.
You do,
Yeah,
of the,
Or you sent me the original ordinance, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, so I know,
Yeah.
I know
I
the
thought maybe
original.
that was a policy. Maybe not.
I don't.
Yeah, so we'll table that again until we get on the same page here. We'll move on to new business. Jeff brought up, a point that he wanted to discuss when we put Matt on Ohio Revised Code for vacation and existing employees. I kinda dropped the bug in Marshall and Cole's gear about that on the former employees and employees for the vacations.
I know we talked about it, I don't have anything.
Probably have something.
Right.
that has for-
I don't have to be a-
But I wanna put that on new business, so if Jeff wants to bring that to he has concerns, so we give everybody something to think about.
Because it's done hourly according to the ORC, right?
Yeah, we just have to have legislation, Stephanie, to, make it official.
To go by the ORC?
To, yeah,
Well,
to-
let Jeff speak to his concern.
Well, that's what I was asking him about. It's hourly, correct?
Well, I think we're gonna have to draw a line in the sand and have like Oprah's has, where you have old and new employees. Because if like we go back and have Amy, add Amy on this, we're gonna have to go back to the beginning of her employment and recalculate everything all the way through.
Oh, I don't, what I did, Jeff, was I just started at the beginning of the year because Brian said it was retroactive, and I just loaded up the year. Now, I probably did lose a week in all that. So from the beginning of the year,
But is the auditor's gonna question how we're calculating that?
not the way, I don't think so, because Brian said it was retroactive so Matt would get the weeks that he had, and then I went ahead and took, since you changed it, I would have started earning my vacation for next year, all the way back in September. So I calculated how many weeks I would get that, whatever the pay was. Now, the extra week I would have had this year, I didn't pick that up. I just went from my hire date last year and loaded up the amount of hours I would have accumulated since my hire date of this year, which is in September. Is that? And if it's not, when we do get audited, usually if I tell them something like that and I ask them a question, they're gonna say, you did this wrong or you did this right, here's what you have to do to fix it. So I will have an opportunity to address it with them as well.
But is that gonna be touched on this, without the full audit then?
No, they will. Well, I'll ask them about it regardless, Jeff. When it says not a full audit, it's not like they're gonna not audit certain things. It's probably that they're not going to have as many samples. They're still gonna audit all the things they would normally do, but they probably just are not going to dig in as much.
I mean, my concern was, I know that OPERS draws a line in the sand. There's old hires and there's new hires. And if you're after this date, this is what you get. And if you're prior to that, you're different.
I get you, because it's like
and I
the sick time is
Yeah,
different
and
for
I
people that
just-
have been here longer.
I don't think sick time.
Sick time is the same,
It used to be that,
vacation is different.
no, I'm saying sick time used to be like if you were hired before a certain date, you got
It's-
all of your sick time. But if you got
Right.
hired after
Yeah.
this date, you were only allowed to get the 240. That's kind of what Jeff's
Now,
explaining.
is that based on 40-hour week, or is it part-time, or what, is it based on just hours? Just hours that they work?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
you've got to work 40 hours a week, whether you take 8 hours of comp time
Oh.
or vacation or whatever. At the end of the week, you need to have 40 hours in that slot.
That's what I was questioning. Thank you.
So are you comfortable with,
I mean, yeah, they're not going to question me when it comes on it.
No, they're not.
But you have,
But how would you do that, Jeff, if you did like a date like that?
Well, you would still be under the old policy, and Matt would be under
Oh,
the new
no,
policy.
see, Matt, you wouldn't give the new person a different, like, that means that Matt would have a better vacation policy than I do.
That's possible.
That's not how that would work.
I mean, that's how it
No,
works.
no, it isn't.
When I hired in, Dave Knoll had a much sweeter, retirement plan,
Because he was, yeah, but
He was
you're
older.
talking about Matt being there second and him getting a better deal. You're talking about
But it's-
Dave being there first.
but it's still the way that the policy is set,
Are you following this?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
but is everybody comfortable with the way Amy went back and started from her hire time and is now on a higher revised code for vacation and sick?
I don't think I'd agree to it till somebody talks to a state auditor. As a council,
Well, as it is, Amy is on the Ohio Revised Code that Matt is on.
We're on the same thing. You wouldn't change
Right.
it for just one and not for everyone.
So maybe call the auditor's office
I could do that.
and just have a clarification for everyone.
Yes.
but I thought that was the purpose of a contract. If there was something that was different, like vacation or whatever, it got written into the contract. That's the way it was when.
Right, but they chose to change it to a different system. They
But
chose
it's
to,
good to have a contract.
but they
This
chose
is
to
just
change
in the
vacation.
personnel manual.
Okay. Was there a day, Jeff, that your contract superseded the personnel manual? I mean, obviously it did for
No,
Dave.
I mean, my contract was
But for
so
Dave,
vague.
For Dave,
Dave's was written different than
Yeah.
mine was.
that's
She
what I'm
probably made
saying.
requests too, along the line.
That's what I'm
Along
saying.
the- Along the way.
It superseded the personnel manual.
Okay, so we'll get confirmation from the auditor.
Yep. And I'll tell them about that other stuff tomorrow too.
And the last thing on new business is, I just wanted to ask council, if anybody was interested for the next term of any new council members or mayor coming in, if they would like to offer a raise, because the last raise was in 2008. Everybody's comfortable with what they're making, we'll just check her off the list and be done with it. It would only be for new, so any
It doesn't affect
existing.
anybody sitting here unless you're reelected, right?
No.
Right. So, and then when your term
Can't
would
vote
come
to give
up,
yourself more money.
Correct.
when the next
Correct.
terms would
That's
come
how that
up,
works.
it would be offered again for a raise. But if everybody's happy with what they're getting, we'll leave it alone, but it was 2008 since the last raise.
I think just leave it, because at the rate we're spending money, we
Yeah,
can't
we
really afford
can't.
to
So,
go more.
opposed to raises,
I'm willing to leave it as is.
Shelley?
I'm willing to leave it as is.
Okay.
If at any point in time it's something you-
We're gonna get approached on it.
Yeah. I just wanted to
They
get.
spent at least $1 million today.
And there is no executive session, so I move for a motion to
Oh,
adjourn.
wait, you forgot, we amended.
Oh,
under new
yes,
business.
okay.
I talked to Cassie Turner today at the Community Foundation, and there is a Rooted to Ride, there's a grant for $25,000 for, under Rooted to Rise, it's a special grant opportunity for Parks and Recreation, which you should have gotten the email she said. Did you get that?
I did.
Did you respond to it?
I just got it today. I just looked at it today.
Okay, because she needs an answer, because Ruthie's been trying to work on it in hopes that you give her the thumbs up or council gives an approval tonight. Heart and Soul's identified playground, a need for playground equipment here at the Little Park for small kiddos at, for green space, and it's a $25,000 grant, and there is no match needed, so it's free money. And it's due Friday. Yeah, it's due this Friday.
I think we're just put in the request too.
Well, it is the request saying, yes, we would like to
Yes.
do it, but council needs to give the go-ahead or the mayor, so.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
Okay.
I just briefly read it today when I got on TV.
Okay,
I mean, I was on TBS yesterday, but I
But we
didn't read
got the
it.
rules. Right?
Yeah, well, and I think it'd be great, because some of this playground equipment is really in bad shape, and we need to upgrade it, so.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the slide at the big park actually has a crack in it, and it's
It does.
just waiting to be falling down.
Yes.
Did you say the big park or little park?
Big park.
Big park.
Lions Club Park.
I'll make mention of that to Ruthie as well, and see if we can include it on this.
So, you know.
Move for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. I second.